Today I'm going to teach you how to create amazing looking Christmas themed t-shirt designs using DALL E3. If you're new to DALL E3, you can actually use it on ChatGPT. If you have a pro subscription, you just have to enable GPT-4 and then select DALL E3 from the drop-down. And the images that you generate right here are okay for commercial use. And the ones on the Bing Create, the free option, are not actually usable for print on demand. So once you've got this already, you can type your prompt in at the bottom. And one trusty prompt that I've found for generating these Christmas themed designs is a vector art graphic of a Christmas themed, let's go with sloth, with the words Merry Slothmas. And then at the end, I like to put isolated on a white background. Right, that's all we need. Then you can hit enter. And DALL E3 or ChatGPT is going to think for a little while. It does tend to take quite a bit, like 1 or 2 minutes to generate these 4 images, because it is also generating individual prompts for each one of these images. And there we go. The first set of results is in. A lot of these actually look really nice. I don't like the one in the top right corner, but all of the other ones are spelt correctly by the looks of it. This one is actually a cool idea. Put the sloth in a sock. And if you open these images up, you can always see the prompt, like the full length prompt on the right. You can copy that prompt. You can download the image with this button right here, and you can flick 3 different results to have a closer look. As you can see, the prompt is always different for each of these. And another tip, I would typically, if I like the results, click the thumbs up button and then hit regenerate. If I don't like the results, hit thumbs down and regenerate again. And I do tend to generate a few different variations right here, because we have 2 to 3 options and then you usually get a ton of really good usable images. And there we go. That's the second set done. Not as happy with these ones. I think the only usable one is this perhaps, but I think overall this looks a lot better than what MIDJOURNEY would turn out. And obviously you can always hit regenerate as well. Here's another example of this prompt working very well. I quite like this graphic right here, as well as the bottom right. This is spelled correctly too. And by the way, if you do have a little misspelling, like in this case, you can easily take out the letter A, just adjust the spacing, and they can still use this design because the rest of it looks really amazing. And here are some more examples for a pug instead of a sloth. And again, I think a lot of these are really cool and usable, especially like this one in the bottom, because the text looks nice and it has some snowflakes embedded as well. Prompt number 2 that I wanted to share with you is for creating ugly Christmas sweater designs. That type of style is extremely popular, and it does also sell on t-shirts. Don't be deceived by the word sweater. I'm going to leave all of these prompts in the description, by the way, so you can easily copy them. This is the one for ugly Christmas sweaters that I came up with. So it's create a 2D flat vector illustration in the style of ugly Christmas sweater with the text Santa's favorite nurse. Obviously you could swap out the word nurse for anything else, for an occupation, for family member, many different things, or you could use a different phrase entirely. You don't have to use Santa's favorite. The Christmas sweater style works with pretty much everything. And then keep the graphic isolated on a black background. Don't add an actual sweatshirt, because I did notice it does add sweatshirts quite often, kind of like a mock-up image, which you want to try and avoid. It is a bit hard to avoid, but if we hit enter on this, once again, you're going to get 4 images back. So let's skip ahead to that. I think these turned out pretty good. I don't like the one with the actual sweatshirt on there, but this is decent and usable, as well as some of the other ones. This one I think looks neat. I also did a second set where we can once again see some interesting layouts. I think this one might be the only one that's usable if we edit the text a little bit right here. But the good thing is usually the text is quite isolated on these ugly Christmas sweaters, so you can easily remove it or replace it if you have to. Before I show you the next prompts, I wanted to give you a few tips right here on Etsy for finding design inspiration, ideas for phrases, and also to pick some niches to enter. So I've typed in Christmas animal t-shirt right here into the search mask, and we can scroll down and find a lot of different design ideas already. And if you've got Everbee installed, which is a Chrome extension for Etsy, you can try it out for free. I will leave a link in the description. Then you will get this sidebar right here if you hover over the left-hand side on Etsy, and let's click on product analytics to take a closer look at the actual data for the search term that we've typed in. So you can see a variety of different design examples on the left right here, as well as the stats associated with them, like the total sales, the reviews, listing age, etc. You can also order this by total sales to have some of the best sellers at the top within this search term. And you can click on any of these to further analyze this specific listing. It's going to bring up all of the different stats, like the views as well, the conversion rate, which is quite interesting, and the keywords that are being used in this listing. These are really handy if you're creating your own listings. You can find some inspiration. You can copy these by just clicking onto them like so. And another quick tip, you can also click onto the tag analyzer right here in the top right corner. What we're going to do with this is we will analyze all the associated keywords in this niche, in this broad search term, and we can actually order this by keyword score. The higher the score, the better, because it's sort of a ratio of volume versus competition. So in this case, Crow Core, for example, we've got 321 searches in the past month, and the competition is only 1,000 right here. So the keyword score is quite high. And looking through these search terms that show up at the top with the highest keyword score, I can notice some interesting niches. So we've got koala right here. We've got Christmas cow sweater. That has got quite a bit of volume, not very high results. There's also a lot of farm right here. Farm Merry Christmas. So the farming niche and cow niche seems to be quite interesting when it comes to these sort of animal themed Christmas designs. And it's definitely something worth looking into. So this is what you can do with Everbee. You can analyze tags, you can analyze specific listings, an entire niche, or also specific shops. If you wanted to, you can click on any of these shop names right here and then hit analyze shop to see their best selling products and which tags they're using. You can once again order it by total sales, but you would have to hit analyze all listings first to actually pull the data from the entire shop. Right, that's it in terms of Everbee. Once again, there will be a link below to try it out, and I hope it helps you find some design ideas and niches to enter. So based on my Etsy research, I actually made a few designs that are cow-based, Christmas themed, and they have a funny phrase on there. Holy cow, it's Christmas. Some of these turned out okay, but mostly misspelled. But I did do 5 sets of images, and these got better and better with time. So don't give up. Sometimes you have to generate a few sets of these. This is the 3rd one out of 5, and you can already tell some of these are looking quite good. I quite like this example right here, and even this one in the top right. It's spelled correctly, and it's a neat, simple layout. This set also amazing, really like this one, and here the font actually looks amazing with the little texture effect and the drop shadow. And moving on to the last screen, all of these look quite amazing and usable. Not the top left, but all the rest I think is really nice, especially this one right here with the more handwritten font looks very neat. Another prompt I wanted to show you is this one right here with quite a long sentence. It says a vector art illustration of Santa sitting with his elves drinking beer with the words, "It's the most wonderful time for a beer," isolated on a white background once again. And these are actually really good. They're almost spelled correctly, and one of them actually is, even though it's a super long sentence. This just has one E that's off, and here it's the most wonderful time for a beer. Everything's spelled right. And I do think these illustrations, considering there's so much detail, they look very accurate, right? They actually look like they're drinking beer. There is maybe one additional beer mug right here, but Santa could be holding that with the other hand. So I think these illustrations are quite good, even down to the smallest details. And in this one, even though the bottom spelling is a little bit weird, I thought it was quite cool that they added North Pole right here as a sign, even though I didn't mention that in the original prompt. It was added by ChatGPT right here with the North Pole sign visible in the background. And I think this sort of round background as well looks very applicable to print on demand. And lastly, here we've got a very useful prompt. It says vector art of a Christmas tree made out of baseballs with the words baseball mum. As you can see, this is a very neat looking style, especially this result looks good, as well as the last one. And you could use this prompt for a ton of different hobby niches, whether it is sports with, basketballs or golf balls, tennis balls, or if you put different animals into here, or maybe tools. You can try many different things that are related to people's hobbies and interests. So definitely test out this prompt. It can give you some neat results, and obviously you can mess around with the phrases here too. You don't have to stick to something mum. You could try lots of other stuff too. Once you've downloaded your graphics, you need to remove the background from them as well as vectorize them or upscale them to increase the quality. And you can do this with free tools. For example, ClipDrop has a really good effective background remover that I've shown off in many videos, as well as Vectorizer.ai is an amazing website for turning your low resolution AI images into high quality vectors. Those websites work super well, but you have to spend a lot of time on them because you have to sort of go through with the images one at a time. So if you're like me, if you want to sell a lot of t-shirts, you've generated a lot of graphics and you want to save time and automate your process, then I would recommend using MyDesigns. I will leave a link in the description where you can sign up to MyDesigns. They automate many of your print-on-demand processes as well as selling your designs on Etsy, and you can do everything in bulk with them. And once you've signed up to MyDesigns and logged into the dashboard, in order to bulk remove the background and bulk vectorize your files, you will have to head to the Listings tab and then click on Home right here at the top. This is where we can create a new folder. I'm going to just go into my own demo folder right here and then click Add New Folder. You can just click Add straight away. Call it something that you'll remember, like DALL E3 designs, for example. You can stick to the default template and then click Add New Folder. Click on the folder in your menu and then click Open down here. Then we need to upload our designs. So click on this button, hit Upload Files, drag and drop all of your AI images that you've just generated into this and that you want to upscale or remove the background from, then hit upload all, check this box and then confirm it. Now it's going to run through and load these into your My Designs folder. Once the designs have uploaded, head over to your template. In the top right corner, we just want to change two of these names right here so we've got an easier time locating our files afterwards. So mockup 1, click on that, rename it to no BG for no background, hit update slot, and then mockup 2 I'm going to call vector, and then hit update as well. You can also make a third slot right here for t-shirt. If you want to change the dimensions, I'll show you that too. So update slot, then hit save, update your template, and now we're going to do the bulk background removal. MyDesigns uses the same functionality as ClipDrop, by the way, and for vectorizing it also uses the same functionality as Vectorizer.ai, so you'll get the same results, just quicker. You want to head over to this button to select all of your designs, then click on All Actions, click Remove Background first. That's going to be our first step, and output file slot should be no BG. Hit Remove Background, confirm the action, continue. Now that job has been added to the queue. By the way, you can use MyDesigns for many more things, as you can see, than just removing the background. You can sell all of these designs and upload them to Etsy in bulk too. I do have separate tutorials about that entire process. This is just going to show you how to do the background removing and vectorizing stage. So now that that's done, we can head back to All Actions, then click on Vectorize Image. You need to change the input file slot to no background, no BG, and the output file slot has to be vector, and then click Vectorize. Confirm the action and continue. And once again, this has been added to the queue. It's super fast, usually only takes a few minutes. Right here, I've double clicked on the no background slot to actually preview what these graphics look like now, so you get an idea. In most cases, ClipDrop is very accurate. If you still have to make changes afterwards, you can still export these files, go to All Actions and download them as a zip, and then that way you can edit them on your device or sell them somewhere else. And there we go. Once the vector has been generated, one last thing that you can do is head into the canvas editor, and here we've got the canvas size of 4,500 pixels by 5,400 pixels by default, which I typically use for my t-shirt designs. So if you wanted to now resize all of these vectors into this format, you can do that in here. Just change the input file slot to vector, then move this vector to the center, kind of like so, and then you can hit sync and it will apply that same alignment to all of your other designs. You could even, if you wanted to, move these up a little bit to the chest, then hit sync, and again it has applied this to all the other designs in your folder. And then all that's left is hit apply in the bottom right corner for this to be saved to your listing once again into the t-shirt file slot. So there we go, that's saved as well. As you can see, it's just taken a couple of minutes to remove the background, vectorize, and resize these files to the correct dimensions, which is a massive benefit of using MyDesigns. Knowing how to create t-shirt designs is only one part of print on demand. You also have to know how to actually sell them. So if you want to learn one of the best and most advanced methods to selling your designs on Etsy, make sure to check out this video next.